Are you ready? It's time for another great infotaining show filled with power-packed business and life information. Welcome to Your Future Is Now with your host, Jim Grant, and co-host, Don McGrath. Want to know how to create a fantastic TED Talk? Or how you can become an author or a speaker or build your own online business? Maybe it's reaching a level of success in your life that you deserve. Their show is designed to provide information to assist you towards your success and destiny. Each week, Jim and Don will interview a special guest and share exciting lessons. So grab a pen and paper, take some notes. Thanks for joining the show. Now, here's Jim.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining Your Future Is Now. Our show is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com, and I'm joined today with my good friend and the co-founder of SpeakersPathway.com, Dandy Don McGrath. Dandy Don, how you doing today, sir?
Absolutely fantastic, Jim. As I was sharing with you before we started the show, I've been on this road trip for about a month now, and my wife and I are living in our trailer, so I'm actually doing the show from my travel trailer in a small town called Ellenville, New York. So I've been having a blast. I'm doing super today.
Hey, that's great because ladies and gentlemen, I mean, Don, he'll do the show he did it standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. He'll do it anywhere in a campground, you name it. And that's one of the wonderful things about SpeakersPathway.com. We actually help people create the laptop lifestyle career. And a little bit about SpeakersPathway.com, if I may, real quickly. Dandy Don, we also have some complimentary gifts there. Could you name a couple and tell people how to get one?
We absolutely do. If you go to speakerspathway.com, like right in the center of our homepage is get your complimentary gift button. All you got to do is click on that, and there's a load of complimentary, really valuable gifts that we have there. And one of them is from one of our executive training directors, Tamara Hunter. She has a celebration journal for cancer sufferers and sufferers of other diseases. I've seen this journal. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a place where you can record your feelings, your thoughts, what you're grateful for, and is absolutely therapeutic for anyone going through, or someone who knows someone who's going through their cancer journey or some other journey with some other disease.
Absolutely, because Tamara, she suffered from cancer, and she knows how she felt, and her mission is for no one to go down that journey alone, and that's quite a wonderful blessing to be able to offer that, because think of all the people's lives that she can touch. And last week we had on our show a two-time Olympian, and one of the things that really blew me away, I'm talking about Sherry Wynn. She was on the 1988 and 1989 handball team, if I remember correctly. And, you normally see an Olympian athlete and you think, wow, they got physical talent, they got this, they got everything going for them. But, Sherry shared with us how she had to overcome depression and all the problems that she had to just make the Olympic team. And that was a real struggle for her, wasn't it, Don?
It was. And we got talking about vulnerability and how important vulnerability is to success, to really connecting with other people. And Sherry just, touched all of us by sharing and being vulnerable with us and our audience.
She certainly did, and she's written some books, and Sherry she also gave us a testimony there at speakerspathway.com. Just click on you go to the homepage, it's right there on the left, what others say about us. Sherry's one of our members and just a wonderful lady. And she brought up some interesting things that's going to be covered more in detail by our guest today, Mr. Bill Heinrich, one of our executive training directors who also offers a free gift there at speakerspathway.com. And Dandy Don, you and I, we've known Bill for a long time. And when we approached him to become an executive training director, we were both nervous originally, weren't we?
We were. I remember sitting in my living room, with my right leg up in a cast on the table, and we made our list of people we wanted to approach. And I remember Bill was on our list, but I remember we were like, wow, Bill, I don't know if Bill's too big for what we're doing. So You're so blessed to have you on the show today, and so blessed to have you as one of our team members, Bill.
Well, thank you. I didn't realize I was royalty. I'm just, I got up this morning and put my pants on just like you did. And I'm just all about helping others. And that's what Speaker's Pathway is about. You two are amazing guys. And what I've seen happen in Speaker's Pathway for people that have joined our group and what's happening to their careers is incredible. It's a lot of fun. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, the thing that really struck me about Bill, I'm 71 years of age, and you never stop seeking self-improvement. That's critical in life. That is, if you want to continue to live an abundant life. And Bill has been teaching me, in fact, he coaches me and Don from time to time about how to get out of our heads and into our hearts. And I want Bill to share a little bit about that, if you would, please, sir.
Well, listen to this. My life is out of control, and yours is too. How does that make you feel when you hear that?
I didn't know you was going to tell everybody about my life there, Bill.
I thought you were speaking to me.
Yeah.
He was talking about me.
But really, how do you feel when you hear that if I say your life is out of control?
Well, it's not. For me, it makes
it to stand up on the back of your neck.
Does. Yeah.
And so, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Let me give you I want to establish a little credibility. Okay. I've been researching this for 25 years. I've been doing proof of concept with it with clients around the world for the last 8 years. I'm a business coach, and I never talk about business. Here's what we talk about. We talk about the fact that our lives are out of control. Here's what I've learned. One, we have all come here with a special gift to share it with everyone else. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
It's true. They call it many different things. In Hawaii, they call it Ha, your breath of life, Dharma, Chi, energy, so on and so forth. But it's our Dharma. We have I've seen this beyond a shadow of a doubt. We have a very specific Dharma. But the other piece that's really fascinating is we also have life lessons. I can prove this to anybody. This is absolutely 100% accurate. You can learn this from the study of numerology. Numerology's been around, I think Pythagoras started it. I mean, it's been around forever, right? Has to do with a person's date of birth. Now, here's what's fascinating. I teach people how to live their life purpose, and I've found a way to do that. And I guarantee my results. I guarantee their success 100%, right? But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is our life lessons. Because if we have life lessons, Jim, that means we have to learn something, right?
You're absolutely correct on that one.
And if you have to learn something, that means you don't know something right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Those in life are blind spots. So as you encounter a situation that deals with your life lesson, which, for instance, one of the areas of life lessons is creativity and confidence. So a person that has these life lessons is either going to be overconfident or not confident. Guaranteed. Okay, it's guaranteed. I mean, I've been doing this for, again, 25 years. It's fascinating. So the way it shows up is different with everybody because we all have a different purpose. We all come from different places. But the fact is we all have these blind spots because we have lessons to learn. Now, when you look at life that way, you can move with much more open-mindedness and awareness. Like, for instance, we don't know the day we're going to die. We really don't know what's going on, right?
That's true.
We have no control. We really don't have any control. But you see, we're totally focused here in the physical, and there's energy. The universe is what's running everything. So what I teach people is to get familiar with their life lessons, because as you learn your life lessons, you can eliminate these blind spots, and you start to see them very, very quickly. very quickly.
When you're in the physical, you're always focused on what's right in front of your face.
That's it, right.
But you're blinded by everything else. And it's amazing. One of the things, ladies and gentlemen, that Bill has taught me, and when he said it, the light bulb went off in my mind. And he says, once you get out of your head, get rid of your limitations as far as your physical limitations, your worries, your doubts, all that stuff, he says the energy flows to you. And every single time that I have, been trying to accomplish something, once I get myself out of the way, it just kind of like falls together effortlessly.
It just happens.
Yes,
right.
It does. It does.
And here's why. Because like attracts like.
Yeah.
But it comes, the one that works is the like that's attracted by energy, not by thought or logic.
Yeah.
Thought and logic is an agreement in principle.
Yeah.
But when you're connected energetically, like you've brought Speaker's Pathway together energetically, all the people, great things start to happen. That's when you know you're following the energy. You see, we live in the universe, and the universe only runs on a vibration. Everything in the universe is a vibration. Everything. That includes us.
Yeah.
So when you focus on that vibration, you can attract greater things into you.
Yeah, you can get from where you are to where you need to be, where your calling is.
Yeah. Yes.
When you mentioned about SPC, see, Don and I, when we created Speakers Pathway Coalition, we got about 30 seconds left on a hurry up and get this in. Our paths kept crisscrossing. We kept talking about the problems out there. We saw some things that needed to be solved. No one was doing it. And I guess that poor Don, you had to pay the price because we actually got a lucky break. Don had to break his foot, bless his heart. He fell climbing on a rock climb, slammed up against a mountain there, broke his foot. He's laid up at home. I called him one day, and he says, "I'm not going anywhere." And I said, "Well, Don, I'm coming to Colorado Springs.
We're going to figure this thing out."
Yeah, and that's exactly how it happened. And that's when Don was saying on the second day there, we were sitting there. Oh, we got to go up for commercial. We'll be back right after a moment. I'll finish the story then. Thank you so much.
SpeakersPathway.com is the proud sponsor of Your Future Is Now, a show dedicated and aligned in perfect harmony with the vision and mission of Speaker's Pathway. Dr. Sony Jackson's expertise is on the art of marketing while cultivating a long-term customer relationship in your business world. Do you know what to say or how to deliver your message to complete strangers? If so, Sony can help you. Tamara Hunter is a cancer survivor and works with people to focus their message or mission to the audience they want to reach. Do you feel called to create a movement to make the world a better place? If so, Tamara can help you. For additional information from any of our executive training directors, go to speakerspathway.com. That is speakerspathway.com.
If you're like me, sometimes you have trouble choosing between being a couch potato or going out. Hey, it's a big decision for us Scobberlatchers. A Scobberlatcher or a ragabash is another word for a lazy person. Well, a couple from California seems to have solved the problem by inventing a motorized sofa. You may think they're just spinning their wheels, but people have spotted the couple cruising down the street on their drivable Davenport in West Los Angeles and Santa Monica. No word yet on the couple's identity, but a man claiming to be a relative said it's all well within the norm for his fun-loving cousin. I don't know if this Chesterfield on wheels is street legal, but either way, I think the police would have to put up quite a chase before they could coach him.
It's words you never heard.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Your Future is Now is sponsored by speakerspathway.com. And Dandy Don, right before the break, I was talking about, we were there in Colorado Springs. We were putting SBC together. And I just want to just give this little real quick nicety to know to folks out there. We were debating on whether or not we were too small or if we were just not worthy to have Bill Heinrich join us as an executive training director. And I think we just kind of like says, well, we got nothing to lose. Let's call him. Okay, we did. And look what Bill has done, not only for us, but all of the members. And he's on our show today. And we were talking a little bit right before during the break about, people who have this controlling personality. We know how much they like to control people and how miserable they make themselves and everybody else. And Dandy Don, it's just amazing how if we just let go of that control, things get a lot easier, don't they?
Yeah, and as Bill was sharing about, it kind of hit me in the face when he said, your life is out of control. And it just kind of, it hit me that, we spend a lot of energy trying to control our lives, right? And I've got a PhD in electrical engineering. So you think I analyze things? You think I try to control things, right?
No, not.
Yeah, so I've got the affliction. And there's a lot of people out there listening to this right now, I'm sure feel the same way. They might not admit it outright, but we spend a tremendous amount of energy trying to control something that can't be controlled, right, Bill?
We have, you've got it, Don. It's clicked. We have no control. Mm-hmm. Anything can happen. Somebody you're working with could get hit by a car. We've got all these all the shootings, and we don't know when we're coming, when we're going. The fact of the matter is this: is the people that control things and are working like we're taught survival from the moment we're born, and survival is all focused in the physical. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing we're taught is protection. And anytime you use protection, you're coming from fear.
You're right.
You're afraid to lose something. You want to protect it. But this is one of the natural instincts we have in survival and what we're taught. And it's to try and control something that's uncontrollable. Now, here's what I found beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I know that both of you will agree with me because you've worked with me. I've done business coaching with you, and we've never talked about business. We only talk about energy. Mm-hmm. And it's what energy are you putting out? Because if the universe runs on a vibration, then all you have to do is create a good vibration. Now, understanding your life lessons and these blocks, these things are coming in day after day. We're just going to go from one disturbance, one problem to another. That's what life is. This is how we learn. But it's the energy you use when you're in front of it. When you're afraid, when you're protecting, you're going to be scratching, clawing, screaming to get what you think, what your expectation is.
And that's
but
why
if you step into the situation with love for the benefit of all, hey, like yesterday I did a webinar that I had some technical difficulties and at the beginning, and I ended up starting like 15 minutes late, right? And I got on when I got started, and I'm laughing. I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry. See, these things happen. Mm-hmm. So I just kept my good energy, went on, and did as good a webinar as I could ever do because I didn't let that bother me.
Yeah. If
I was back with a life lesson in creativity and confidence, my confidence would be, oh my God, I've screwed this up. I'm no good. Blah, 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 blah. I lived that way for decades.
Yeah.
So acknowledging your life is out of control means you want to be conscious and aware and make choices for the benefit of everybody.
Yeah, because it's very unfair to yourself when you just choose to beat yourself up like that, especially with things that you're not in control of. It creates stress. It creates problems with everyone else around you. You're miserable. And you're right. I mean, sometimes I joke around a little bit about us, the electromagnetic force. I say, well, maybe Jupiter got more in line with Pluto and pulled everything a half bubble off center, and that's why we're having trouble.
Maybe more truth in that than you realize. But look at this, okay? And as these things happen, and the people, they're trying to maintain control, they have a fixed, rigid viewpoint based upon their beliefs and the outcome because of their need for protection and fear that generates it. If everything runs on energy, the fear is just going to ignite more fear. It's going to ignite more anger. And our reality, our physical reality, isn't real. It's all made up. It's everybody's perception. No two people are the same, so we don't have two perceptions the same. So whenever you're speaking to anyone, you're never really getting the truth. You're getting their perception of what it is at that moment. If you want the truth, go to the energy. Go to the feelings. That will, because if your feelings are coming from fear, you're creating trouble for yourself. Yeah. If you're coming from love and giving, you're in expansion.
You're exactly right. And Bill, if I may, you're one of our executive training directors. You have a free complimentary gift there on the website. Would you be, number one, would you be willing to share information about that complimentary gift? And number two, also tell folks about your book, The 7 Levels of Truth. That's an amazing book.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Jim. Well, I wrote The 7 Levels of Truth because it's everything I do in my coaching. And my perspectives are very unique, but I'll tell you this. You can talk to anybody that I've coached and worked with, and they'll tell you that it changed their life instantly. They didn't do push-ups for 30 days. They got some realizations like Don just did about his life being out of control. That's a perspective that will never leave Don, not if he wants to live abundantly. So The 7 Levels of Truth is about that. It's on Amazon for, I think, $18, or you can go to book.truelifepurposenow.com, and you can get it at my cost. It's like $8.50. The gift I'm giving away on the website, the show today and what we're talking about is really fitting for it because they're all words that support the law of attraction. Now, how does a word support the law of attraction? Let me tell you how. Every word in there generates energy. There are words that are in the physical, and there's words that are in the non-physical. I always live in the non-physical first, generating energy, and using a language that supports that. It's like expansion, love, abundance. What does abundance look like? What does love look like? We don't know because it manifests itself based upon everybody's individual experience. But can you feel the energy that it creates? Peacefulness, abundance, growth, expansion, learning, power. See, we don't know what those look like in the physical. They just increase our energy. So if you use them, you're amping up your energy and you're going to attract your intention to you. Crazy stuff, huh?
It really is. And while you were saying those different words, I closed my eyes and just listened to your words. And I mean,
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing when you close your eyes. I don't know what it is about that. I'm not qualified to explain it.
Well, I can tell you what it is. You know what it is?
What's that?
You're shutting out the physical.
There we go. I like that. I can do that.
When you close your eyes, you're stepping into the non-physical. Now you're working with your third eye. Now you're feeling energy. When we're in the physical, our eyes are moving, and when our eyes move, they see things. The image comes back, goes into our brain based on our past experiences, tells us what it is and how we feel about it, and that all happens in 1/1,000,000th of a second, right?
Oh, yeah.
But when you close your eyes, you shut all that out. And if I tell you that you're magnificent, what does magnificence look like? What does it? You can tell me what it feels like, but it'll show up in the physical based upon the energy and everything in your environment.
Yeah.
See, potential. People talk about potential. Potential is 100% non-physical. Potential doesn't show up in the physical. What shows up in the physical is the manifestation of the energy. So if you tap into the energy of potential and expansion and feed that in everything you do, everything will grow and expand. It's like watering a plant.
Yeah.
You water it, it grows. Keep it in the sunlight. Put it in the sunlight, or you can be angry and send it over to darkness where it'll shrivel up and die.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, the gift there, they mentioned there, the free complimentary gift, that's at speakerspathway.com. And when you go there, just click on speakerspathway.com. Right in the center, you'll see complimentary gifts. Click on that. We've got all of our executive training directors are offering a complimentary free gift. Please take 1, 2, 3, or all of them, because they're free. There's no strings attached. There's no obligation. We're not going to chase you down on the internet and jam up your email box, trying to sell you something. We're just trying to provide a good quality service to you and be of service to you. And Bill, thank you so much for that. And Dandy Don, when he was talking about energy and abundance and all that, I closed my eyes. And how did that grab you, brother?
Just amazing that, we've worked with Bill. I've worked with Bill, and, he's made a big difference in me just over the past 6 months or so. That, of course, as the analyzer that I am, I've been very goal oriented. It's like, I want to go get this. And Bill has got me to shift toward, instead of getting, give, and then stuff just comes. I mean, things have been manifesting for Speakers Pathway at some of the events we've done, at the Pathway for Vets, the people we've met, the things that they parlayed into. And we just got to get the heck out of the way and show up. And it's just made a tremendous difference. So I want to personally thank you, Bill.
Well,
Absolutely.
You should actually thank yourself, because what you've done is you've looked for areas where you can grow and help others. And what you have the ability to do is to recognize what I'm speaking about works for everybody in each their own unique situation. And it didn't take 2 weeks, did it, Don, to make a difference?
No,
it's instant.
We'll be right back right after these messages.
This show, Your Future Is Now, is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com. And just like the show, we are dedicated and aligned in perfect harmony with the same vision and mission of helping people to find their future. Is fear holding you back from your calling or your life mission? Do you struggle with taking that first step? If so, Bill Heinrich is our catalyst to help you create perspectives with new possibilities that will bring you more peace, more joy, more love in your life and freedom. Do you struggle trying to build your strategy? Do you know how to reach your end results? If not, Gigi Ames is your expert in strategy and helping you create your step-by-step game plan to reach your finish line. For more information on creating the life you want to live, reach out to Bill Heinrich. Or if Gigi Ames can help you with building your strategy with your end goal in sight, go to speakerspathway.com. That is speakerspathway.com.
It's words you never heard.
One evening in 1929, William Lear and Elmer Wavering of Quincy, Illinois, were out driving with their girlfriends. One of the girls suggested it would be even more romantic if they could listen to music. The guys liked the idea and started tinkering with installing a home radio in the car. They sold their idea to a radio manufacturing company and applied for a loan with a local banker to get production started. Thinking it might sweeten the deal, they installed one of their new radios in the banker's vehicle. Unfortunately, the banker's car caught on fire, and they didn't get the loan. They must have felt like Dunder Clumpins. Not giving up, they drove to a radio convention and sat outside in the car with the radio blasting. Soon orders were pouring in, and taking a cue from the Victrola, because their radio was going in a car, they called it the Motorola.
It's words you never heard.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Grant. Your Future is Now is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com. And, ladies and gentlemen, you think that, being a host on a show like this, and, of course, Don is a host, too, you think I'd get a little respect. And I mentioned to Bill one time about I was going to make a decision. He says, Jim, don't make another decision. And Don said, yeah. He says, decisions are not good for you. And, it's amazing. I thought I'd get a little more respect than that. Could you tell him about all them decisions that we're not supposed to make, Don? Could you share a little bit, too?
Yeah, it brings me back to when we were planning the Pathway for Vets event, which was an event that we put on back in January, our first big live launch event, and how stressed out that I was about all the timing and the coffee and the get this, and you actually were kind of done. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. Yeah. And it was. And in fact, we really just had to get out of the way and let the people bring their energy, and it turned out to be a phenomenal event.
And I'd like to share one thing before I turn the mic back over to Bill. What we realized was that we were focused on the event, but what really happened, we brought in quality people. They had tremendous subjects. They offered a lot of value to the audience. And when you know how you can tell when you put on a good event? After it's over, people were hanging around in there 30, 45 minutes after the event was over visiting because they didn't want to leave that energy. Everybody's patting us on the back, telling us what a great show or event we put on. And all we did was just kind of put the pieces together and got out of the way and let the energy flow. And Bill, I'm going to let you pick up on that right there, sir, if you would.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It made us look good.
Well, you see, it's so absurd when you look at it. We stand here on Earth, one of how many billion people, and it's like I used to think the universe revolved around me, and we're focused on survival, protection, get more, need this. And the fact of the matter is, we're here not even for the blink of an eye in terms of the universe.
Right.
We're here, boom. And the universe is controlling everything, and it's that vibration. Everything runs on a vibration. I mean, this has been scientifically proven. So when you concentrate on the energy and the vibration, you're now speaking to the universe.
Yeah.
And the universe is everything. So it's always about the energy. And the only thing in life that's ever true, the only thing, is how you feel.
You're exactly
That's true.
Right. What's really amazing is that article that you shared with us a while back. The test that was done on the blood and the DNA, and would you be kind enough to share that with folks to give them an idea?
Well, yeah, I wasn't prepared, so I can't give you a lot of specifics. But basically, they took the blood type from a person, right, and they were measuring the energy of it. And what they did is they put it in the next room, the blood that they withdrew from the person, and they were monitoring the energy electronically, and they were showing the person that they took it from videos that would make them joyful, make them sad, depressed, change their mood, and them and the blood in the next room moved identical at the same time.
Instantaneously, yeah.
Right.
And they even
because
did
it's
that
just connected energetically.
Yeah.
How many you've thought of somebody, and then the next hour or the next day you get a phone call or you run into them.
Yeah, and they even extended that test out to as far as 50 miles away, and there was no delay in the reaction to the, I believe it was the white blood cells they were testing there, if I remember correctly.
And when they did it, Jim, the exact same emotion showed up at the exact same time.
Yeah, there was no delay, no nothing. So that gives you a clear view there, folks, about the energy, the way this is flowing. This is not some, something is out there that just, mumbo jumbo. This is the real deal. And the energy that's flowing to you, if you'll get out of the way, things will come to you.
Here's, I can show people how to change their lives so fast, it's mind-boggling. And here's why. We've been taught a bunch of things that no longer serve us. And our emotions, our feelings come from stories. You can't have an emotion without a story.
That's true.
Right? It's the stories that aren't true. They've been embellished over it. People they don't know what to do with them. We have life lessons. They know nothing about their life lessons. And for like in one particular case, life lessons, in one, a certain group of people, they can't go to the mall. Okay. So if I ever find somebody numerologically whose birthday, I'm like, oh, you'll never go to the mall. And they look at me like, how in God's name would you know that? Because it's part of their energetic life lesson. It breaks them up like Humpty Dumpty if they go in the mall. But they don't know that. They just know when they go, they get pissed off.
Yeah.
Because they're just so we have all these things affecting us that we don't know anything about. We're just really making our best guess. When you start learning energy, now you can tell at least when you're going astray. Because you feel it and the connection, right? It's like people who are in bad situations or bad relationships. It's like, okay, this didn't just happen today. You've been in that relationship for 2 years. How long has it been? Oh, I've been feeling this for a long time, right? My head won't admit it, but my heart knew the truth many months ago. I mean, how many times have you heard that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because survivalists make it work. That's what survival is. Survival is, I've got an expectation and I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
And that's what's disruptive. You can see how it just creates chaos. So when you just go with the energy, it's like, oh, I'm going to go have this meeting. I'm showing up. Here's what I'm presenting. And I'm going to give them all the information they need in a loving way. And whatever happens will be perfect.
Yeah.
Now
just
you can stop selling.
Sure. And just like earlier, we were talking about don't make a decision, because once you make a decision, you box yourself in.
Yeah.
And I like the way you put it, that we just make choices. And Dandy Don, if I could have you expand on this a little bit, I appreciate it, because after we put on the pathway for vets, we provided so much information, so much energy. Look how things started flowing back to us without us even realizing it. You know,
absolutely, yeah. I mean, things have just begun manifesting for us. The connections we made that have just parlayed into amazing things for people who are our members and for the Speakers Pathway Coalition itself.
Yeah, and the amazing thing of it is, Don, what really impressed me was that it didn't require us to sit down and ponder and make a plan and think, because with my limited intelligence, we'd already be back at square one.
Yeah, telling the engineer not to think.
It's just like, that burns. It's almost like, I'm melting. But Bill, I got a question for you. So one thing that I've experienced quite a bit, and I know many people have had this, about the power of writing down an intention. I've had this happen with when I was an athlete. I've had it happen in so many different ways, and there's been a bunch of research on it. That what is it about that? I mean, how does that interact with the energy when I write an intention down? Because it's powerful.
Right. Everyone listen. Okay, I'm not going to give you all the background on this, but this has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you have a calendar, you will do much better. If it's okay to have your calendar on your phone, have one on your desk. Have something you write in with pencil. This is what in relation to the question that Don just asked. Why do I say that? Because when you have an intention, if you have a calendar, you have an intention to meet someone. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. The moment you write out your intention, Don, the moment you write down on the calendar, you have brought that into the physical from the non-physical with the proper energetic vibration.
Wow.
You've created it.
It's incredibly powerful. It's just crazy.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
When I was a steeplechaser, when I was in college, I got this crazy idea that I could break the school record of running 9 minutes and 14 seconds. And I'd only ran like 9 minutes and 36 seconds. I wrote it down on a sign. I put it above my bed in my bedroom. And at the end of the season, the last race, guess what I ran? 9 minutes and 14.0 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't you do it earlier?
I'll
tell you why.
Yeah.
Because you didn't believe it.
No.
You wrote it down to convince yourself, and you refused to do it till the very end.
Probably. I don't even know what. Honestly,
Isn't
I don't
that
even know
funny?
what caused me to write that down. But and as I've spoken with people, there's example after example after example that people have shared with me about this.
Because it comes into the physical, and the moment you bring it into the physical, it has a vibration of its own. When you leave it out in the universe and you just dream about it and think about it, it's good. You're creating the energy. But when you create it in the physical, it really works. Because remember, everything in the universe is only a vibration, and the universe is in a constant state of organic motion. Constant. Everything is changing every second. Everything. That's the way the universe works. So this is why you think your life is in control. You know, the joke I heard was, you want to make God laugh? Tell him what your plans are.
That is so true.
Yeah, because we really don't know. So if you step back with this perspective, if you eat some humble pie, if you stand there and go, okay, my life is out of control, I'm going to move with love more cautiously and make choices that help everyone. And watch what happens. You'll look at everything totally different. It's and when you make those choices, it's like this event. I mean, I coached you when you came up with that event from nothing.
Yeah.
I coached you maybe one more time before the event. I was at the event. I spoke at the event, and the event was for vets. And what came out of it was something that has potential and has already gone to a place that's blowing everybody's mind.
It really has. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Your Future Is Now is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com, and just like the show, we are dedicated and aligned in perfect harmony with the same vision and mission of helping people define their future. You may have heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a video is worth 1,000 pictures. Koji Sumaldi says if you're not using video in 2019, you're going to get left behind. Most people feel lost or confused when it comes to marketing. Preston Martelli is a marketing guru whose strategies are both art and science in growing your business. Preston helps you make the right decisions that are predictable, measurable, and scalable. For additional information about Koji, Preston, or any of our executive training directors, go to our website at speakerspathway.com. That is speakerspathway.com.
So last night, my husband was laughing as he was reading about the differences between men and women. According to the article, men get single tusks or hiccups more often than women. Everyone knows that women are better at multitasking than men. I'm good at both multitasking and procrastinating, which means right now there are 28 things that I'm putting off until later. What's another word for a person who puts everything off until the last minute? A cunctator. Women blink nearly twice as much as men, and while men can read smaller print than women, women can hear better. In fact, when a woman says, "What?" she heard you. She's just giving you a chance to change what you said.
It's words you never heard.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
Well, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Grant. Your Future is Now is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com. And Dandy Don McGrath, we are being blessed today by having one of our executive training directors, Mr. Bill Heinrich, on with us today. He's sharing a lot about energy. But also, before we get back to Bill, on the SpeakersPathway.com website, we have a bunch of complimentary gifts. Would you be kind enough to share with the audience what complimentary gifts are there, please?
Absolutely. If you go to SpeakersPathway.com, go to our homepage, click the big old button that's right in the middle that says Get Your Complimentary Gifts. And Dustin Matthews, who is also one of our executive training directors, Jim and I and Bill have known Dustin for quite a number of years. And Dustin is extremely talented, a wonderful individual, very heartfelt individual, and we're blessed to have him on the team. Well, he's got a free gift on our website. It's How to Get Out of Debt, Boost Your Active Income, and Start Investing for Passive Income. And I remember when we had Dustin on the show, he said, when we are young and we're in school, no one ever, we don't really get taught about finances and debt and how to create passive income and how to think about money in a very positive way. And so he has a set of tools that he's giving as a complimentary gift on our website that help you to do just that.
Absolutely. And be sure and stop in there at speakerspathway.com. Click on that big button in the middle. It says complimentary gifts. And just pick and choose any of the gifts that you would like to have. And if you know of someone that would benefit from some of those free gifts, please let them know about it. And we ask for you to please subscribe to our show. And we're just, so glad that you're here joining us. And Mr. Bill Heinrich, we've been talking about, the energy flowing and how we can get ourselves, create problems for ourselves because we keep in the physical world. We keep, we want to worry. We want to have control of stuff. We want to be in charge of stuff. And that's the way we've been wired. That's the way we've been brought up. And you talk about breaking decades of patterns that are not healthy for us. And could you share a little bit of that with the audience, please, sir?
Well, just disregard everything you were taught because it's all going to come from a survival basis, right? Mm-hmm. It's been handed down through the generations, and it's all based living in the physical and surviving. Jim, we each have a special gift to share. Everybody's heard that. Everybody knows that, and they don't know it in their mind. They know it innately. They know it in their heart and soul. But nobody knows what that is, but it's like, oh yeah, that really feels true to me. Mm-hmm. And the truth of the matter is this, people talk about their purpose and everything, and they're looking and doing it backwards. They're looking in the physical, what they do, and making their purpose what they do. Your life purpose is not what you're doing. If you're a doctor, if you're a healer, if you're a musician, if you're an author, if you're a speaker, it's not what you're doing. It's who you're being while you're doing things. Let me repeat that. It's who you are being while you are doing things. That's your life purpose. It's creating that energy. We're so focused on survival and the physical that a good, very, very wise friend of mine told me this. She said, everyone's trying to get to death safely. I just want to be comfortable until I die.
Yeah.
We aren't living. And the reason we aren't living is life doesn't make sense. The reason it doesn't make sense because in the physical, you're in limitation and you're always in conflict with other people's life lessons, with their agenda, with their expectations. It's all about conflict. Where when you go universal, when you go energetic, it's only about energy. What energy are you putting out? What's happening in the physical doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Come in with the right energy. And the right solution will manifest. Rather than we've got to have it this and, Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I do.
This is really an important point. It's all about how you feel. I saw a great quote the other day. It said, anger is punishing yourself for someone else's mistake.
Ooh, I like that. Say that again, sir, please.
Anger is punishing yourself for someone else's mistake.
Wow, how many times have I suffered from that? Every time.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. I couldn't count if it offered me $1 million, because that's amazing.
Yeah,
I like that.
So, I'm actually. This is the first time I'm saying this. I'm going to come out with a new program, and for teaching, because the points I give people are things that you use in everyday life. And the program I'm creating is called Blue Collar Spirituality. Roll up your sleeves, stay in the physical, realize you got life lessons, figure those out, and make choices to get past them, and you're living in your purpose.
I like that.
It's that simple. But it's all an inside job. It's always an inside job. You know, in my coaching, there's 5 areas that coaches cover. They cover your strategy, your actions, your environment, your skills, and psychology. If we started rating what strategy on a scale of 1 to 10, how important you think that is, how important you think actions are, how important you think skills are, and how important you think your environment is, how would you rate those on a scale of 1 to 10 for importance?
You want to take that question?
Just in general, just across the board. Just throw a number out.
I think they're all pretty important. So
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm thinking too.
8.
About 8.
Right.
I said 8 too. Yeah.
The 5th one is psychology. You know what I do with the first 4 with clients?
No.
We throw them away.
Wow.
They don't matter. When you go to the inner game, you know what choices to make. You know what actions to take. When you're lost, you need to strategize and do the best you can with your blindfold on to figure it out. But when you know how you feel, the answers and the truth comes in a way that's just you're unable to deny it, right, Don and Jim? You guys, I know you guys have experienced that. You feel it in your gut.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, as you were talking there, and I just, listening to you, the thing that came to my mind, Don, you probably heard this too. If someone would describe someone as being their own worst enemy, we're all guilty of that when we get consumed in the physical and let it poison our minds and keep us preoccupied. That prevents us from shifting that gear to the higher level. And so in that regard, I have been my own worst enemy. I don't know about how you feel about that, Don, but
yeah, well, I'm a work in progress.
We all are, yeah.
But I've been finding that more and more often, I've been able to just get out of the way. Like I do coaching with people who are in Speaker's Pathway, and I'm a clinical preparer, right?
It's a disease.
It's a disease, right? So a coaching call that I have no idea what somebody's going to show up and need from me because it's done with you coaching. I feel the need to prepare, but I've been able to just shed that and I'm just going to show up and have the right attitude, just help people the best that I can. And they've been going amazing, no preparation.
I use every coaching call starts the same for me. How was your week? And not what did you do, it's how did you feel? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And they immediately go, oh, man, I had a day on Tuesday that one client I was just talking to yesterday, he's like, he had a day on Tuesday, he said, 8 months ago before working with you, right, I would have been on Sherman's March to the Sea. He said, but I realized I could see it happening, and I tell my clients, just put yourself in timeout.
Yeah.
Just go to timeout for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Get your emotions back together, get your energy back together, then move forward. And the difference is amazing.
Well, Bill, we've talked a lot about speakerspathway.com, and I imagine some of the people out there would love to know more about you. How can they find you on the internet? What's your website?
My website is truelifepurposenow.com. truelifepurposenow.com, facebook.com/truelifepurposenow. Again, if you have an interest in my book, you can go to book.truelifepurposenow.com, and you can get the 7 Levels of Truth at my cost. This is one of those free book giveaways that everybody does on the internet. See, I can't do that because it's not free. You're going to pay some money. So I can't tell you I'm giving my book away free because I want you to pay my cost in shipping and handling.
Sure, understand.
You see the difference in the energy around that?
Yes.
The energy around it is all going to the people who get the book, where in the free book giveaway, the energy is all coming to the person just trying to move books.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And because free doesn't have any value, and there's no, nothing there. Also, too, be sure and remind the folks about your free complimentary gift there at speakerspathway.com.
They're words that will enhance and activate and build and empower the law of attraction in your life. If you use these words more often, you will stop speaking to the physical and start speaking to the universe. Like, oh, I would love to do that. See, you're speaking to the universe. Yes, I'm here in agreement. I'd love to do it. Rather, let me think about it, So there are words you can put. There's about 40 of them or so that'll activate and really enhance the law of attraction.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a tremendous gift, ladies and gentlemen. And Dandy Don, we got about 30 seconds left before the show is wrapped up for the day. Would you like to share anything else with anyone in closing remarks?
Anyone who's listening to this that feels like they're struggling to control their life and can't, get in touch with Bill.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We'll see you next week.